Welcome to Table Talk, Talks, Togetherness, and Transparency. Today, we have special staff presenters from our Special Services Federal Programs Department. Welcome, team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Strickland, as director of the department, can you please share the team members that you have with you today, and as well as the information that you will be covering?
Good morning, everyone. I bring you greetings from the Federal Programs Special Services Department. I would like to let you all know that even though our delivery services are going to look differently this year, it is our intent to still provide the best services possible. With that being said, I would like to introduce the members of our team. We have Ms. Gretchen Whitman, who was a member of the team last year. And we also have a new member of the team, Dr. Nikia Burks, and we would like to welcome her to Marion County School District.
Good morning. Thank you for the welcome.
We understand that these times that we are in are different than we have ever experienced before. So we are working diligently to provide the services that your students require so that they can be successful. That being said, there is a PowerPoint that we have prepared to help answer some of the questions that parents may have during this time.
Thank you. And Dr. Burke, as you're getting the PowerPoint ready, we want to say again, welcome to Marion County.
Thank you so much. So good morning, everyone. As Marion County School Districts goes forward to their reentry plan, we want to address some concerns that parents have had, and more specifically, concerns with the special education population as they enter the virtual or remote learning world. IEPs must reflect the instructional delivery model chosen by the parents so that appropriate special education and related services, supports, and accommodations, as well as modifications, are designed to provide meaningful educational benefit or FAPE, free appropriate public education, in their least restrictive environment, which you'll hear us refer to as LRE. Marion County proposed a reentry plan. There were 3 phases of reopening. Right now, we are in phase 1 of reopening. If you look at the model, it says phase 1 is high speed, where the parents have a choice. That is what that means. The parents chose either the e-learning or remote learning or virtual academy for their students. And with that being said, that either one of those delivery models your student will be in, but what does that mean for your student who actually is a student that receives special education services? What it means is, regardless of the instructional model that you have chosen for your student as a parent, your student will receive FAPE, a free appropriate public education, in their least restrictive environment, making sure that their accommodations, their goals are met, making sure that everything that is outlined in their IEP is adhered to. More specifically, students in the grades kindergarten through 5th grade who are resource students will receive services based on their IEP and their individual needs in accordance with their school schedules, and they will be pulled for those services when new instruction is not going on in either their virtual or remote learning environment. Mm-hmm. In reference to grades 6 through 12, those courses, if they're resource students, are built into their schedules. So during the scheduled elective times, those students will be pulled out to meet their IEP needs. So as far as PT, physical therapy, OT, occupational therapy, and speech, these services will be offered virtually when appropriate and face-to-face by appointment when appropriate. All safety measures will be adhered to ensure that if there are face-to-face interactions, that we follow our safe start guide for Marion County School District. Mm-hmm. All IEPs will be virtual unless otherwise requested by the parent. And if a parent requests a face-to-face meeting, Those meetings will be sure to follow our Safe Start Guide as presented by Marion County. Here are some resources. You'll be able to find this PowerPoint after the PowerPoint is presented or after Table Talk at a later date on Marion County School District's webpage. And so I listed as a resource the www.marion.k12.sc.us, and an additional resource is the www.ed.sc.gov, which is the State Department's website. If you have any questions, you can reference either of those two resources. If you need to contact our department, Dr. Cassandra Strickland is the Director of Federal Programs, and she's our immediate supervisor for special education. We would like for you to reach out to Gretchen Whitman or Nikia Burks first, and let us try to kind of navigate where those questions need to be landed between the two of us. Gretchen's contact information is listed there in the middle box, G. Whitman at Marion County, at marion.k12.sc.us. And my contact information is in the last box. It's in Burks at marion.k12.sc.us. If it is a question that you feel like has to go directly to Cassandra or Dr. Strickland, we're going to ask that you please send those questions to either Gretchen or myself and let us navigate between them, because she's the Director of Federal Programs, which is a lot in one basket. Thank you so much for all that you do to make Marion County a great place to educate students, and we look forward to educating your students this year.
Thank you very kindly, Dr. Burks. As Dr. Burks has reiterated, that it is very important to us here that we do the best services for your students with continuing with their goals on their IEPs. And so we look forward to working with you and working for you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dr. Strickland and your team. Of course, I do have a few questions. I'm a parent, and right now I have not heard from my child's teacher or case manager. What should I do at this point?
At this point, if you have not heard from your child's teacher or case manager, your first point of contact would be your child's home school to see whether or not your child has been assigned to a teacher in that building as of yet. And then you would move forward from that point. But the school level is where the caseloads are assigned. We do not do that here at district office.
So as a parent, I receive my child's schedule, my remote schedule. On that schedule, I do not see where my child is being served. How do I find out when is the time that my special ed teacher will be pulling, per se, virtually pulling my child to provide services? How is that handled? Can you walk parents through that process?
Yes. In grades K through 5, as Dr. Burks mentioned when she was doing the PowerPoint, you will not see a slot that says services. You will see those times when students are getting the virtual from their actual teachers. So what the special ed teacher will do is look for a time that is free in that schedule, and then your student will be pulled during that free time. So the first thing that would need to happen is that the school will make their schedule, and then the special ed teacher looks at that schedule to see when new instruction will not be given, and that is the time that your student will be served to address things that are on the IEP.
We're starting school officially on September the 8th. Should it be 2 weeks from then when I expect for my child to first have engagement instructionally, or will those services start immediately at the first start of school on September the 8th?
You should expect services on the very first day of school on September the 8th. I was also going to add for grades 6 through 12, those resource classes are built into the schedule, so you will see that academic enrichment on the schedule for grades 6 through 12. But yes, as a parent, you should expect services on September the 8th.
Well, thank you. Just those questions were some specific questions that have been asked by parents in various platforms, even more recently in our virtual academy orientation. So I just want to make sure that we were clear with parents. for our 6 through 12, just to repeat again, for those students, you will be able to see it on the schedule at some level of academic support or identified in some way on the schedule. But for students in our primary elementary schools, it would be just like your normal schedule where you do not see the SPED services, but that does not mean that they are not happening. What your case manager or your SPED teacher will do will look at that master schedule for that classroom and identify the best time for them to serve your child based on the time or the frequency indicated in the IEP. But again, if you have questions about schedules, about the teacher, please make contact with the school. For those larger questions, we still ask that you make contact with the school. If your answers or questions are not answered please then try to reach out to Dr. Burke or Ms. Whitman, and they will try to help you. And if it is something that they need to then route to Dr. Strickland, they will do that at that time. The Special Services Department team, again, they have teacher expectations. The expectation is that contact should be made. It is the goal that every family has been contacted by their case manager prior to that September 8th date. And so I do know that our teachers are back, and our high school teachers just came back today. Our elementary teachers started last week. So those contacts are still being made. But families, if you have questions, we're here to answer those questions. In closing, I just want to thank this team for the work that you have done. It does take a lot to make sure that every child gets those accommodations that are outlined and services outlined in those IEPs. And so I just want to thank you for your work with our schools as well as with our teachers to make sure that our students get what they need. Parents, in closing, I just want to say thank you. Today is our first day of LEAP. LEAP are state required 5 days where we have to bring students in to assess. I've been out in schools this morning. Things seem to be going very well. Thank you for adhering to our safety protocols, health and safety protocols. We look forward to seeing your children virtually beginning September the 8th, which is our official first day of school in Marion County. Team, thank you. And again, thank
You're
you
welcome.
for watching TableTalk.
Thank you.
Thank you.